Okay, everybody, I'm glad you're still with us. What I'd like to touch on today, I have my friend and compatriot in these videos, just friend of mine, Dustin Jacko. I'm just going to say that we've been out a number of times, and I've learned quite a bit, and I'll surmise a few things at the end, but I'd like Dustin to give you his opinion on what's going on in the city, and just even tell us about your experiences going out trying to help people out, and whether some want help and some don't. Like, it's a very diverse community, right?
Yeah, it's pretty diverse. It's a hub for a lot of Indigenous people, and being in that line of work prior to joining your team, the skills we have, I think it's just in our blood to be supporting one another. That's just how the Ojibwe way is. But reaching out there it's anyone could do it. It doesn't have to be an agency, it's just, good-hearted people who actually care. Us Indigenous people need allies, and we need allies more than ever. So there was a good, good idea to get out there into the community, and you did put your name out there. And as we go continuously, every now and then, they know your name now. So you have multiple names out there. You're the chip guy, you're the nacho guy, the coverall guy. But they see that, and at first, when we first approached them, we got this tension from them, and then they kind of, took down those layers because Indigenous people have been, defeated. And when you brought your face there, you brought awareness. So there's a lot that you have to learn of being Indigenous, and then you have to unlearn that to understand how someone who's not from your nation, you're going to see someone on, like you mentioned, someone on the corner that's homeless. There might not be any addictions, and you have to okay, this person's been through what I've been through, and how do you train that to professionals? When you see someone in a hospital, they're gonna just say, okay, this person's an alcoholic or an addict, and they're professionals, they're experts, but to train them to have more tools in their tool belt, they can get the job done more efficiently, and it'll speed up the process. One day, hopefully, we kind of deal with all this trauma, and we could, I want to say, move on towards healing onto okay, let's do something now, because we're stuck in that healing part, and we're still understanding a lot of our traumas, and it's kind of hard to take the next step when the professionals don't have the proper tool to understand what you're going through. And there's westernized methods, then we have our grassroots. They could work hand in hand. Right now we're slowly opening that door, and it's about time, I think so.
The one thing I got from homeless people in general was people want to bring food, they want to bring blankets, they want to bring sleeping bags. But you know what they really want? Tarps, tents, socks, underwear, gloves. Those are your 5 things. I think there was another group that came to give that day in Allen Gardens.
Yeah, there was an outreach team there while we were there, so it was good to kind of coordinate back and forth.
And if you have a chance, and I would think, is it the case, I've seen this too, under bridges, that some people are estranged from the homeless community themselves, and they're loners. They're on their own, maybe on this parquet, hidden on a corner somewhere in a different neighborhood. They need help too, right?
That's true, and that's where the agencies will go out when they have the logos on. So you got to be careful out there too, right? Because you don't want to intrude on them. But you're there to help. But sometimes, if they want help, they'll ask for it, and then you'll get that as well. So you got to be really careful. So usually you go in pairs, and never put yourself in a situation where you could get hurt. So that's where they leave it to the, I'd say, professionals. And these are the folks that have, backgrounds in education, where social work, and they know how to get themselves out of a dicey situation. So,
and they probably have phone numbers and things they can call for immediate support too, so they've got that.
They provide all the information to all the services, and who to call for certain situations. So
I think this might be something you could do on your own. You don't have to go through an agency, right?
No. But just, to keep on the safe side. But there had been times when they would like their privacy, and there's probably for good reasons why, but you're just doing.
But you find, I think I found some people very prideful, very competent people, and very independent. So they don't want the help because they want to be self-sufficient, which I find interesting when it seems the elected officials can't make our city self-sufficient, when a homeless person has enough pride to live out there in our winter and be self-sufficient with their own self-pride, respect, and they have a budget. And the city can't do that. If you like what you see, hit the bell, share. And Dustin, thank you for your good work. Thank you for helping me.
Anytime.
I don't know that much. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know very much.